All right, guys, sorry about that. Man, I had to move a video around real quick. 4K video takes a lot of space. So anyways, yeah, the personal pace is great if it's maintained. If your spring is lubricated, your cable is lubricated, if you keep it well adjusted, it's great. Uh, Mine has started out kind of down here, and now we're already up to here. I've moved it about an inch this season already. This mower was used when I got it, but it was very lightly used. So I've put basically all the time on it, about 18-20 hours so far. And the personal pace is great, but there's two big improvements that I would make. One, I would definitely make the return better. Sometimes it gets stuck forward and it doesn't want to come back all the way. I don't know if that's due to some lubrication issues down in these tubes or maybe the cable, but I've lubricated the cable. I'm going to put some graphite inside the tube, see if it makes it a little better. That just, maybe it needs a, I don't know, maybe, I work with plastics, and plastics can be tricky to get right. I don't know what kind of plastic they used. Maybe the newer models improved already. I don't know. But here's your spring system right here. Oh, sorry. Here's your spring system. That's what pushes it back. So basically all you have is this one rinky-dinks little spring right here that pushes this whole system back. As you can see, it's locked forward right now. I'm not even really pushing real hard on it. I'm gonna pull it back a little when it comes back. So maybe there's another spring down at the bottom of the transmission I don't know about. I think that needs to be improved if it hasn't already been improved on newer models. And then also in regards to the personal pace, Toro, I would just say, get rid of this bar. Just get rid of it. Get rid of this bar and get rid of this handle here. Reshape this bar and be able to lock it. Because I have a tendency to, when I'm pushing it out of the garage or pushing it up my steep hill, to just come out of the garage and push on this thing. And of course, when you do that, it locks the transmission and you can't move it. It's just a 2-second annoyance. That's all it is. Again, we're talking about getting to the next level, We're talking about now a $1,500 mower. How do we make it $1,500? We make it more convenient. So I would work on that personal pace system quite a bit. I did want to mention the fuel filter on the engine. Nice, easy to get to. I like that. And then one more thing in regards to the engine, bigger fuel tank. I can get about an hour and 15 minutes out of this one. I think the bigger engines are a little bit slower, or a little bit quicker to burn fuel. I think it needs a bigger fuel tank. And if you make the deck lighter, you can do that with not much penalty. So, one more improvement. This button, as soon as it stops working, I'm putting a key on it, or putting a switch on it or something. That button sucks. I hate standing there holding it. And if you release it a little too quick, the engine backfires, and it's annoying in the garage when it backfires in the garage and the kid's sleeping in the house. So that button's got to go. I'm trying to think. I had a mental list here of things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope this video doesn't sound too negative, but I'm going to get to some positives in a minute. I'm going to make sure I hit everything. I think that's it. Oh yeah, the engine. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like engines that don't have a manual choke and or a adjustable throttle. I will say this. I pull this cord, put it on top dead center slowly, and then I give it a rip, and it starts every single time on the first pull without fail. It never starts on anything other than the first pull since I've owned it. And that's awesome. But personally, I like to warm my engines up for a few minutes. It makes them last longer. I don't care what anybody tells you, it makes them last longer. And I'm capable of throttling up the engine after 30 seconds of warming up and maintaining my own engine. I know some people aren't. Some people don't know better. Toro, you know as well as I do, there's ways to kick it into high gear as soon as somebody pulls a throttle or something. But yeah, adjustable throttle. I want it. I understand that fan has to be running a certain speed to keep the engine cool, but I know that. I'm taking that into account, right? Sorry about that. Kids want some attention. I guess I gotta give them some. So, all that said, um, do I like the mower? Absolutely, I like the mower. I just think it should be about an $800 mower, not a $1,200 mower. Would I buy it again? If I had a nice flat Allen Haynes style lawn or Connor Ward style lawn, absolutely I'd buy it again. My yard's very bumpy. If you've been watching the rest of my videos, you know why. You know why I'm not doing anything about it, but in the case of a fairly bumpy yard, not a very great mower. I don't know that many push mowers are, but this one specifically, because it's so heavy, is a little bit of a handful on a bumpy yard. It'll get bouncing on you pretty good. And then on steep hills, that weight, it just wants to kind of go its own way. And that takes me to the transmission on this thing. I think that's the only thing I forgot. Dude, that transmission is horrible. It clanks and bangs. Some days it works fine. I think because the way the personal pace work, it must lock up both wheels, and you can't. Seems like you just can't really turn it that well. Again, that goes back to that personal pace system, but it's just something else I'd work on down there. But you know, when you get behind a personal pace mower for the first time, it is fun to drive. The wheel adjustments are really nice. Leave those. I don't mind having two of them. One would be better, but you know, I understand why you have two, and they work good. I don't have any problem there. It's very easy to go up and down with. I think that's about it. Other than those few things, it's very easy to service. You get it up on its side easy, change the blades. The deck, the grass chute is very easy to put on. Takes 10 seconds. Most of that's just lining up the pegs on the mulch guard. If you want to put the bagger on, you got to pull the plug out in there and hang the bag. Bag could probably stand to be a little bigger, but especially for a mower that cuts like this. That's about it. I think the only other thing I'd do is make her 32 inches wide. Yeah, I know, you're getting into walk behind territories. So anyways, that's my review. That's what I think about it. And Toro, if you want to make any of these changes, I know a good designer and a good plastic injection molding company. I'll hook you right on up. I can build you a mold, about 40 grand. That's it. So if you guys agree or disagree, let's hear it in the comments. Take it easy.